I think it raises a really important point. And that point is that a lot of the arguments about votes at 16, in fact, almost all of them, can actually be applied to 12-year-olds. You might say that 12-year-olds aren't allowed to buy alcohol, buy cigarettes, drive,
get married,
fight for their country, marry without permission, all of these things. But that's true of 16-year-olds as well. And really, when we look at the issue of lowering the franchise, we need to rest it on what we consider to be an adult in this country. And so lowering it to 16 would really raise a lot of difficult questions about what 16-year-olds' responsibilities and rights are. We heard just now that 16-year-olds have the right political knowledge and education, and that's true, but I don't think that we should be basing the franchise on whether people have knowledge and education. I think that's a terrible way to decide whether people should be allowed to vote or not.
Do you think you're undermining, really, the campaign here being run?
Not at all. I think that if anything undermines the campaign, it's people who campaign for votes at 16-year-olds comparing themselves to the suffragettes or extending it to working class people.
Well, I mean,
the issues, you might not have done, but many campaigners have done, and I think that that's what I'm trying to satirise really here, because there isn't the same systematic discrimination against the marginalised groups in the past against 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds today.
But they are more affected by the decisions, many of the decisions that we make or don't make. So climate change is a really good example. If we don't deal with climate change, that generation will be more affected than mine.
And 12-year-olds will be even more affected.
Sure,
so, and 6-year-olds even more affected.
But generally speaking, we don't accept that 12-year-olds operate independently. They do tend to still have to have somebody at home looking after them. They don't tend to go out very much by themselves. 16-year-olds are a completely different place.
And there's a legal concept, the age of majority, the age at which someone in this country becomes in charge of their own actions and not liable to someone else.
Right.
And that's 18.